Hey guys!
He's too intense. Welcome to another video. Alright guys, so today's video is going to be, I guess, a boyfriend tag, but not really because George is my hubby. I've been seeing these all over the YouTube and we wanted to do one because we are constantly getting asked so many questions about our relationship, and yeah, this video will address all of these questions. So I went on Instagram and asked you guys to ask me some questions on a question box, and you guys delivered. So before we get started, actually, do you want to say something?
What would I say?
We've been together.
Oh.
9 whole years.
9 years.
9 years. How does that?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Well, when they see this, it'll be like 2 weeks after, so.
30 September. 9 years.
How do you feel about that?
Goes by fast.
Okay, I don't know how to pronounce. I'm not going to pronounce the people that ask the questions just because you guys have weird Instagram names, and
Yeah, get your weird names out of here.
it's just going to be bad. So one of you asked, the secret to stay together. That's literally what it says. I would say is definitely trust.
Trust.
For me, it's trust. What would you say?
I just have fun together. I don't feel like we have to try to stay together. I just
Exactly.
enjoy being around her. It's fun hanging out. So when I'm gone, I want to come back.
Yeah.
Because we just enjoy spending time together. I don't ever want to be away.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's no big secret, I guess. Just find the right person and it shouldn't feel that hard.
Yeah. And I feel like we have like such a good friendship too. Like it's always been
We're like besties.
yeah, like a best friend foundation, and then that's just everything.
BFFs.
BFF for life. All right.
Next one.
How long have we been married?
I always mess this up.
Yeah, because so George is in the military, so we had like, I don't know, what would you say that was?
We did like a courthouse wedding.
Yeah.
Just made it official on paper.
And then the year after we did like a show wedding for our family and friends, and that was really, really awesome. So yeah, I think we got court date married. I think we're so bad at dates. 2014?
June 2014-ish.
Okay.
It's funny too because the date we usually celebrate the most is the day we met,
Yeah,
which is the September 30 day.
exactly. But
Because
then,
we've been together pretty much since then.
yeah, we literally started dating and immediately spent every day together. Well, every day that we could together after that, and it's been 9 years after. So it's been a long time, a long time. The show wedding was in 2015, and that's the one that we count because we were with our family and friends. So yeah, I guess 4 years then.
Somewhere around
Yeah,
there.
you do the math.
Yeah, you figure it out.
Yeah, we don't worry about it. All right, how did we meet?
She gives a very different version of the story than I do. Mine's the true version.
Let's say my true version. So, okay, long story short, still gonna be a long story, so just hold on.
Just long story, no short.
So, I was working at the time at a surf shop. And the funny thing is that I just had gotten promoted to this data entry position where I was in the back of the store all day, just entry like files, and just I was working in retail at a surf shop that just happened to be my sponsor at the time because I used to do surfing. And that day, it was kind of crazy. It's like, talk about being at the right place at the right time and how things just kind of fall into place, because I wasn't working at the front of the store anymore. I was in a position where I was pretty much hiding in the back. But that day, right before George came into the store, my boss told me, can you go and cover so-and-so? She didn't came today, so you're covering the front of the store. And I was like, damn, I just got like promoted. Like, what the hell? Why are you sending me to the front? At the time, I used to be a big drinker, so I was kind of hungover, didn't want to deal with people, and I was there at the front of the store, kind of like looking at my tattoos, because I'd just gotten some tattoos the night before, and I was pretty bored. And then all of a sudden, George came in, and he didn't leave for like 3 hours until he got my phone number.
It was nowhere near 3 hours.
It was kind of 3 hours.
It was give or take 15 minutes. I did try on a lot of sunglasses that I didn't need to or have any intent on getting.
He kept saying, "Can I try this sunglass? Can I try this other sunglass?" And I was like...
I was also hungover, for the record.
Yeah, we were both
possibly even
hungover.
still drunk, depending on the time frame.
Yeah.
But she was all over me.
I wasn't. This is the funny thing. I wasn't physically attracted to George. He wasn't my type at that time, like at all.
I was far too manly.
Well, I used to go for like the surfer guy, like long hair, and boys. George has no hair.
She liked girly looking men.
I did like girly looking men. I like guys
really
with long hair.
Skinny, girly, like
skinny?
emo, makeup wearing.
No.
Those kind of.
No. I like the surfer type boys, like long hair, kind of
I came in
grungy looking.
All manly like. And she didn't know what to do with herself. And then she gave me her phone number. I left.
He begged, he like sneaky asked for my phone number. So he was like, "Oh, so you surf?" Pretending he didn't know who I was, kind of.
Didn't know who she was.
No, you knew. You knew. Because you were like, "Oh, you surf. So if you surf..."
She worked at a surf shop.
Well, he was literally asking me like, "Oh, if you surf, like, I have a house in Isabela. You should get my number." Because if you guys don't know, so I was born and raised in Puerto Rico. This is where we met, in Puerto Rico. And there's the East Coast where there's kind of like, surf. And then there's the West Coast, which is the mecca of surfing in Puerto Rico. So he bribed me to get my phone number to him through the fact that he had a house in the West Coast.
This story's getting real long. Let me save... all you viewers, the YouTube, let me save you another 20 minutes of her rambling about who knows what. I get her phone number, we go to a restaurant, we go to a movie, she made me watch Easy A, worst movie in the history of movies. Then we went to dinner, and then we've just been together ever since. So 9 years later, here we are. That's it.
That's it.
Next question.
Are you gonna look at me or are you gonna look over there?
I'm looking focused.
No, but... Did George help me to learn how to work out, or did I already was fit when I met him? I was sort of fit.
We were both sort of fit. I was like skinny fat.
Yeah, I feel like I was skinny fat as well. I mean, I surfed for almost half my life, and I was pretty active. I was at that point in my life where I just didn't... The cool thing... I'm going to tell you something, guys. The cool thing about living in Puerto Rico is that we really don't care. Like, it's a big thing in our culture to look healthy and to not worry about being skinny. So being skinny and fit was never something that I grew up worrying about. I just ate whatever I wanted and I stayed active, you know? That was it, so...
Yeah, when I met her too, I was like just recently getting into kind of working out a lot. And then we kind of started doing it together. Throughout the years, did it, I don't know, as a team, really.
Yeah, and we slowly kind of learned together. We got into bodybuilding together. He started competing first, and when I went to his show, I was like, okay, I have to do this.
I did not do very well.
Yeah, and thanks to him is actually how my bodybuilding career started, because he didn't do well, so I was like... I need to take time off to build so I do well. And we're both such competitive people that, yeah, I feel like it just came naturally and we both push each other so much. Yeah, we learned a lot, we read a lot,
Well, it was just trial and error too.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to go through those phases of doing dumb stuff that doesn't make sense. You got to do that to get it out of your system to get to the right stuff.
Yeah.
So just experiment, have fun with it.
And... we also, you know, required the help of some coaches. So we were always interested in learning. We were constantly soaking it all up. And obviously George, I feel like he ended up acquiring more knowledge on the field. So he showed me and taught me a lot. Like, especially on form. Like form, he was my form police.
Next. So do you think without George, me, you still would have moved and strayed away from your OG culture?
I think so. I think it wouldn't have happened as early as it did, but I just been always a person that just was craving growth in some type of way. I've always was a person that, even though I feel like when George came, I did challenge myself more than I used to, But I feel like leaving Puerto Rico was bound to happen. Maybe later in my life if we haven't met, but I do feel like it was just something that was gonna happen. How often do you date night? Does it change during prep? Absolutely. So right now I am in my improvement season. For those that don't know what that is, I compete pretty much half of the year, and the other half I am on a building phase or a maintenance phase where I'm a little bit less structured and flexible with my diet. So when I'm competing, at the beginning we keep like a date night here and there, and I kind of like loosely track, or we do like a official date night here where I cook for us and things like that. We still try to make sure that prep doesn't become my whole focus. Like a lot of the times, like we still, like you remember when we used to go out to local foods, like we found places that fit my lifestyle and I could easily track, so I wouldn't have to like sacrifice those moments in our relationship. But as you get closer to your goal, your end date of show day, it does become so strict that for me is not worth getting out of that routine. So as I get closer to show day, we don't do date nights. We eat together, but we eat different things. Right now we have made it a priority to constantly make date nights happen once a week, maybe twice a week, where we go out. Like last night we celebrated our anniversary and we went out, we ate, we walked around, and then we played.
She lost at mini golf.
We played mini golf. I lost by 2 points, so I don't want to.
But in prep, just to be clear, towards the end of prep, I'm lucky if she even allows me to be in the same room as her and talk to her. So no, the date nights do not happen towards the end, but I get it. Like there's a season for everything, and when you want to accomplish your goals, you kind of have to. And I know what it feels like to be hungry and tired and exhausted. So I understand that there's going to be a time when that doesn't happen, and that's okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. George is super supportive, and every time I'm about to start prep, we literally sit down and we have the conversation. Like I ask him, are you ready for me to start prep? Because towards the end, my energy is just so low that I just want to like save even myself from talking, you know, like little things like just doing the dishes, things like that. It just takes energy, and when you're so low energy, yeah, things like that don't happen. So yeah, but George has always been super supportive of my competition, and he never has set me back. If anything, he encourages me to follow my dreams, and I'll be like, hey, I want to do this show next weekend. Is that crazy? He'll be like, okay, let's get the plane tickets. Let's go. Like, yeah, so I'm lucky in that way. Does George count macros?
I do. Right now, kind of how I'm doing it is I'll do 5 days where I have a macro target, and then on the weekends, either 1 or 2 days on the weekend, I'll just eat what I want just to stay sane. And I don't really have a physique goal right now other than slowly putting on muscle. Like I don't have a show I'm trying to do or anything like that. So I do count macros. But that being said as well, I come up with what the target is that I'm trying to do, and then she does all the actual work.
Yeah, like he'll pick his macros, and then I love any excuse to be in the kitchen. So even when I already have my meal prep, I'll make his, because I feel like we have similar interest in food, but we also have very different palates. Like you don't like red sauce at all and things like that. So I enjoy making different things for the both of us, and we at the end of the day sit down and eat that at the same time. I do all the meal prepping in the house. He's spoiled.
Yeah, we trade goods and services. She makes all the food, I edit all the videos.
And you guys get weekly videos.
And then here we are.
Here we are. Who went vegan first?
I love this question. I get asked this question all the time in the form of, did Natalie make you go vegan? Because obviously no self-respecting male would ever consider not hurting animals. So no, she did not make me go vegan.
Here.
I'm tired of this one. She did not make me go vegan. We decided to do it together. When we met, she ate only cheese. She's a vegetarian.
Yeah.
And she had a cheese addiction. To the point of it was strange how much cheese she ate.
It was disgusting, guys. I'm embarrassed.
I won't go into details.
I could do a vegan story like a video on my vegan story. If you guys want, just let me know in the comment section down below and I'll consider it because it's a long one.
Moral of the story, too much cheese. I was eating really only fish, sometimes meat when we met, and then we kind of learned more about it, the ethical and environmental side and stuff like that.
So he went vegan for health reasons. And then we stuck for ethical reasons.
I like animals.
Yeah, we love animals.
Who doesn't?
Yeah. What is y'all's favorite memory together?
Really, the story of us meeting and how we met, like that kind of sticks out.
Yeah.
The wedding was big.
The wedding is my favorite memory. Like, we had, I don't mean to be crazy here, but we had the best wedding ever. Like, we had a small, intimate wedding with less than 40 people. They were our closest friends and family members, and we had a blast. Like, everything to the detail I was a part of, and it was just such a special day. I don't know, like, we have a really tight group of friends in Puerto Rico, and when we all move, because George is in the military, so we move every 3 to 4 years, we all kind of split out. And it was a really sad time in our lives because we no longer had that tight group of people, and our wedding day, it was almost like a family friend reunion, and it was just amazing.
Yeah, and watching her get her pro card was big too, because before bodybuilding even started, she surfed, and I spent a lot of time watching her not do so well in these surf contests and kind of get beat down and continue to pick herself up and work harder and harder and harder, and finally that was the moment where years of hard work paid off. So it was neat to see because I knew how much it meant to her, and it was just a special moment that almost didn't make it for, but I was able to be there and see her kind of accomplish one of her big goals in life, so that was huge.
Yeah. What is your favorite thing about one another? Okay, I'll start. I like that George pushes me and does not let me to settle with anything I do. Anything, guys. Like, he pushes me so hard in every sense of the way. Whenever I doubt myself, he's there to like say, no, you got another rep in you, or you can do this. What the hell are you talking about that you don't believe in yourself? Like, he's always been a believer, and I love that about him.
I love about her, my favorite thing is that she is literally the nicest human being on the planet. Like, I think I'm a pretty nice person, but she regularly makes me feel bad. And just always considers like the other person's point of view. People she's never met, people who are rude to her, people who are mean to her, she still will like consider their point of view and like see their side of the story and just always see the positive in everyone. Where I sometimes can be a little bit more
aggro.
I'm not quite as patient as her, and I think I'm a nice person, but I have my limits, and sometimes I'll get angry.
Yeah, George doesn't taste shit.
Yeah.
I don't taste shit, but it's just most like he says. Like, I feel like everybody has a story, and there's a reason why X person's being mean or X person is just being rude. I always try to like look at the positive side and things and not get too concerned.
Yeah, it's incredible.
The
like
negative.
When you meet her, like sometimes, with social media and these kind of things, these people act nice on the socials, and then you meet them and you're like, but she's genuinely the nicest person you'll ever meet. So if you ever get to meet her, you'll see that. So that's big. What are you pointing at?
I'm getting teary-eyed. Okay, this is a good question. Looks like you're both busy with your careers. Tips on balancing work and relationships. Well, that is really true. Like, so especially when I'm competing, half of the year I'm pretty much gone. And then when I get back, George has work trips. Like, so this year in particular, I would get back, he would leave. He would get back, I would have to leave. And it was pretty much like that the whole year. I feel like we have such a bond and trust. Like, George won't be the guy that will be messaging me and calling me all day long and stressing me out of the fact that I haven't called him. He and I both understand that we both have busy lifestyles, and we make a priority before bed and when we wake up to call each other. But then we don't stress around the whole day. And then when we see each other, we make it count. And when we're at home, we like spend every single moment with each other. We do all the things that we love doing. And yeah, I feel like it's a really, really awesome relationship when you have that trust and that bond when we're away. Is just really nice because you know, I can do my thing, he can do his thing, and we can come back and like share all those experiences together.
And it's challenging sometimes. I mean, my job's very stressful and
Yeah.
it's demanding, but when I come home, I'm able to just turn it off. And we rarely even talk about my work. Every once in a while, I'll bring something up if it's really bothering me, but most of the time, I don't ever talk about work at home with her. The problem with her job is with social media and all that stuff. All you people out there, you know,
All you people out there,
all of you,
you.
you know, she needs to tend to that. And social
Yeah.
media, it's hard to turn it off because you always have your phone, you always have your computer, and she always wants to reach out, answer your questions, and be there for you guys. So it is challenging sometimes, and sometimes I have to, you know, remember how difficult it is. But we try and make it a priority and have
Yeah.
time where we just turn off work completely. And even on the weekends, we tend to work, or after work, I work on the YouTube and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it seems like we're working a lot.
Yeah.
But
when we make date night, we have made it a good habit to like not be on our phones and just really enjoy the moment. Like yesterday, we just had a blast. And yeah, like that's the thing with social media. I am bringing my work home, but George has become such a big part of this too, and my journey, and just being involved with the editing and the video and all of that. It just made it fun because now it's a fun project that we both get to share, and he gets to be very creative. George is such an artistic person that, you know, you guys have seen the vlogs. He just really has fun with them.
And it is neat that we get to share her stuff, because when she first started, I wasn't really involved in the process at all. But now we get to brainstorm and create together and do these things together. So it helps because even though she's working, we're still spending time together doing it as a team. So that's fun.
What was the thing that made you know that he was the one?
Oh man. I don't know the answer to this question.
Yes, you do. George was a gentleman since the very first day I met him. And that was something very rare. I've never dated somebody that just considered me in so many ways.
Such a gentleman.
And his heart, he's such a, you see the meme mug and all of that, but he is such a softie. Like, I love him. I just love him. All right.
Next.
So, same question to you.
It's hard to explain, like put it in words, but if you meet her, you know she's just such a kind, like sweet person, just like a gentle soul. And as soon as you meet her, everyone kind of has the same connection with her, where you could be having the worst day of your life, and if you spend a couple minutes with her, like, it's gonna fix that. And I did have some times when we first met where some challenging things happened in my life, and she was there and helped get me through them. So I think that was really the big thing, is that knowing, like, no matter how tough our lives were around it, like, that she still had a positive attitude and was happy and fun to be around. So I think that was really the big thing for me.
Oh, where did we get married?
That's an easy one.
Yeah, we got married in St. Augustine. Magical place, St. Augustine, Florida.
It's beautiful.
Beautiful. It's a really nice town. When do you guys plan on having kids?
Let's first address the puppy situation. We'd like a puppy.
That's about it.
But
End the story.
that we're even debating because it's too much responsibility.
Yeah.
And we travel too much. I mean, when she gets into the prep season, like last year when she was prepping and she was doing the fitness expos, and she was gone probably half the month, every month.
That's the thing. Like, I do the contest prep. I travel for shows. I travel to work at shows. I travel for fitness expos, and I do a lot of like seminars and things like that. So pretty much, yeah, I would feel guilty. I would feel guilty having a little puppy waiting around, or me dragging it all over the place. And sometimes we're both gone at the same time, so it's kind of...
Yeah, and even if she's gone, I'm staying in duty and stuff, so there's a lot of nights I'm not home, so it would just be hard. So we're having trouble even getting a puppy. So then if you think about a child, that'd be even more of a responsibility and even more challenging. It's something I just don't think we're ready for right now.
Yeah, we're not ready. I'm 30. And
it's just a lot of... We want to do so many things.
That's the
and
thing.
We have so many big goals.
Yeah.
And for us, we've talked about if we want to do something, if we would want to be parents, we'd want to be the best parents we could be. And I know how hard it is to be a parent and how much attention it would take to give to the child to be good parents. And we don't have that.
We don't take it lightly. So we're not, I feel like we're both in a place in our lives where we're not ready. We don't want to have kids at this time, even though I'm 30. I'm
she's
not
getting old.
I'm not in a rush either, and I think we both have come to the conclusion that if it doesn't happen, it's okay. So yeah, that's the thing. We always been open about it since day one, but yeah, we're not pressuring ourselves, and we are honestly not looking to get pregnant anytime soon. So
I'm definitely not looking to get pregnant.
me either. All right. So I think that was the last question, and yeah, let us know if you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you're new here, and we will see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.